I was just researching some stuff. Come on, load up. And today we are going to talk about a movie, actually 3 movies, called The Chronicles of Narnia. Now, usually I do this with books, such as the Hello Universe book and also Inside and Out. Check out those videos if you haven't yet. And today we are going to talk about a movie. I mean 3 movies instead of a book or 3 books. But that doesn't really matter now. Let's get started. Come on, load. Oh, yes! Alright, so as I said earlier, this is going to be about the Chronicles of Narnia. First off, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So this is the movie poster of The Lion and the Witch and Wardrobe. So it kind of seems like, well, people in here are numerous. During this, it was literally, I think it was World War II. Even before I even watched this, I thought it might be World War II. Really, guys. And there were a lot of characters. I'll just go from the main character, from youngest to oldest. And surprisingly, they're a family. So there's Lucy, Edmund, Susan, and Peter. No, not Peter. Peter. Yes, and well, it's supposedly that Lucy found Narnia herself while she was hiding in a wardrobe during hide and seek. She was in there for hours, literally, but it turned out that she was in there a few seconds. This is kind of like the Time of Trio book series. When you go into Narnia, it's like you stay there for years or months, but you come back younger again, and your original age when you entered your wardrobe, and well, really, you just become a few seconds less. I mean, a few years at how long you've been there, much younger. Really, I meant it. And at the end of this video, end of this movie, Lucy, Edmund, and Susan and Peter became queens, kings, and yes, really. And then they lived in Narnia for years and years. But when they saw the wardrobe again and came back out, they were younger again. Literally younger. At their original age when they were supposed to be. Now let's talk about the movie storyline. Now, the lion, which is this guy fellow here, is Aslan, the High King. No, not High King, the real king of Narnia, which is just the lamppost to the castle. And the witch, I don't know if you can see, but it's right here. This little fellow under the lion's face, this little white woman, called the White Witch, who calls herself the Queen of Narnia. I accidentally wrote the White Witch's name, the witch, with the Witch is Witch one, and then I found a mistake and changed it back to Witch. But that doesn't really matter now. Moving on, and you might be wondering what the wardrobe is. Well, the kids, which is Lucy, Edmund, Susan, and Peter, got into Narnia for the first time during World War II while they were away from London, and they ended up in Narnia for years, and then they came back as if they were away for seconds. Really, the first Narnian character that came in this story, though, is actually a half man, half goat, or is it a lamb? Whatever happened is, his name was Mr. Tumnus, I believe. Mr. Tumnus, yes, really. And, he became friends with Lucy himself, and then, kaboom, they were friends. Mr. Tumnus tried to trick Lucy by kidnapping her, but then he refused the order of the White Witch, and then Lucy was able to escape, and then end the hide and seek very quickly. Really. And then later, Edmund followed Lucy into the wardrobe late at night, and found out that Lucy was correct, and that he shouldn't have laughed about it. If you're wondering where Edmund is right here. This guy on the let's see, my right, we're opposites. On my right, right this middle guy, this right. And then later, when all of the kids Lucy, Edmund, Susan, and Peter came back into Narnia. Well, they later found their courage and they became the kings and queens of Narnia. Listing them from queens to kings and queen to high king. There's Lucy, the queen of Narnia, and Edmund. Susan. Susan, the queen of Narnia. Another queen, yes. And Edmund, who is the king of Narnia, and Peter, the high king of Narnia. First, people thought that they were just going to be princes, and then later they became kings. Well, let's move on, shall we? After they stayed in Narnia for years, they found the lamppost again, and they came out unexpectedly back to their world. And it was still the early World War II. And they had to talk the professor into it, and then later, after they were released, they came back to a place. So, back to their world. And later, after a year in their world, they'll get into a new journey. I'll say it in the next part. So,